It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Raiders and the Steelers, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. The Steelers getting set to match up with the Las Vegas Raiders. Garden alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis and CD. In the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field a defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And here comes Ben Roethlisberger out onto the field ready to lead this Steeler offense.
And what a career we've seen from Ben Roethlisberger. Awfully consistent, tough, durable, strong in the pocket, great leader, a guy who stands in and throws it downfield, and has also added to his game the ability to get the ball out of his hands quickly and let his guys do work downfield.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Going deep this time for Miller. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26. A big play that time for Pittsburgh.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Got him in. It's Brown. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
Second and 11 now. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. To the right side, complete to Miller. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
To throw again is Roethlisberger. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Carl Nassib drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
Brings up how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive. Able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give a better chance to lead the team that wins.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Let's go. Let's go.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sets his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
It's knocked away, incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Las Vegas sending out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. And that's incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Here's Roethlisberger. Got a man, it's Swan, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And hauled in by the tight end Miller. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that and with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's able to find Miller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
Vision and speed, 2 of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And that is a situation where in a defender's mind, you just have to pick a point on the football field and think to yourself, I'm going to sprint full out and meet him at that point. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't, but he had to play diagnose perfectly there.
Yeah, the final tally, as told by Next Gen Stats, he hit 21.5 miles per hour. Whoa.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down.
And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Roethlisberger. He gets it complete to Harris. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger.
That's swung out wide to Harris. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Steelers, they've blown their lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Well now to kick it away after the touchdown. Jackson now to return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with a give to Allen. He'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Toss play to Jackson. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now a give right side. It's Jackson. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down. To throw. That'll be caught by Rice. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on here to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, Parker.
And defensive worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because when they just lined up on the line of scrimmage, you either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them. Shake them and get into the secondary too easily before someone else can try and pick them up.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On third down, Roethlisberger. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pressure comes and down he goes. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Well, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a man open down the middle of the field. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Underneath to Allen. They find some open field here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there for the Raiders. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Rice. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. First down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Raiders. from 17 yards out. And the Raiders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. Extra point right down the middle, and the lead is down to a field goal. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Getting set to go again, Ben Roethlisberger marches onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger.
Throw right side, taken in by Swan.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. It's brought in by Harris. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
Now Roethlisberger. He'll let this go for the end zone. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And I'll tell you from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's-eye view of that throw, and it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
Boswell good with the extra point. His guys will take a 10-point lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away.
Jackson now to return. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
A very costly holding penalty. It backs them up all the way inside their 10 to start this drive. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime here in the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Raiders in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. And meanwhile, for the Steelers, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. Jackson now to return. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This is Casper catching it out right. 7 yards, the pickup there. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a dump off here complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game? That's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Right side caught by Jackson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.